But if you do it too excessively, people would understand that you are just blowing your own trumpet.
Right. So here we can come to the definition of brag here. So bragging is defined as talking about your best self, your ideas, your accomplishments with pride and passion in a conversational manner without coming as too adamant or exaggeration, so as to invoke admiration, wonder, and interest. So we'll be talking through certain phrases that I'll be repeating multiple times during the meeting. So let us familiarize with those terms. So first term is brag bites. So brag bites is means that it is short writings of your accomplishment that you have combined themselves and that you can present in a spur of a moment and say to anybody else. So the project you have completed, the recent course you have completed, the skills you have developed. So you can create those brag bites and create a certain list of them so that you can tell them in a spur of moment to anyone. So this is first term. And the second term, I'll tell you everyone, is bragalogue. So with bragalogue, we mean that to tell in a conversational manner so that one don't perceive as it as a brag. It come as an anecdote where you can tell your story that tells the listener what you have accomplished during your project or the activity that you have taken. And the third word is smooth. So with smooth is to talk with someone in a lively and friendly way, typically in order to impress them. So I'll be talking about these three words, brag bites, bragalogue, and schmooze, just for your understanding. So before I move ahead, let us introduce to our other um, role players. So I like to invite Toastmaster Monish to introduce to our tag team. So Toastmaster Monish is acting as a general evaluator. So please, Toastmaster Monish, come on stage and introduce to your role.
Thanks, Toastmaster Rajat. As we know, the Toastmaster meeting the most important session in every Toastmaster the evaluation session. And for in evaluation session, we evaluate the meeting in general. We evaluate the speakers, all the role players. And for conducting this whole exercise, I have a team which defined in two parts generally. One is in evaluator parts and second is tag team part. As today we know that there is no speaker, so we only move forward with the tag team introductions. And today's we have a one Toastmaster who playing not even one two roles by itself. It's Toastmaster Archit who playing the role of a AHA counter as well as a timer. So I invite Toastmaster Archit on stage to define us the what is the AHA counters and timer is all about. So with a huge round of applause, I would like to invite on stage Toastmaster Archit.
Thank you, Manish, and thank you everyone for joining today's meeting. It's a wonderful to see people are joining for the meeting. Even five, it's a good that we are uh, conducting the meeting. So let's get started with my role. I am Archit and I'm playing two roles, timer and R counter. Let me start off with a timer. My role as a timer is to track, note down the time for all the speakers who will be speaking during the meeting. And I have the Toastmasters have defined the specific time for each kind of speaker and a role players. Let me start off with that. Let me share my screen first. Uh, okay, so can I get a access so that I can share my screen? Can I be co-host?
Yes, 1 minute, 1 minute, Arjit.
Sure.
Yes, you can now.
Thank you. Just give me a second. My system got froze. Okay. Where's my screen? Okay, so I can see. Just give me a second. So these are the timer for all the role players. Speakers will get 5 to 7 minutes to complete their speeches. 5 minutes for the green card, 6 minutes for yellow card, and 7 minutes for the red card. But we don't have a speaker, so let's move on with the table topic speakers. Table topic speakers will have 1 minute for green card, 1 minute 30 seconds for yellow card, and 2 minutes for the red card. Evaluators, we don't have a speaker, so we don't have evaluators. Uh, Ideally, they get 2 minutes for green card, 2 minutes 30 seconds for yellow card, and 3 minutes for the red card. And please note, since we only have a table topics today, uh, we only have a grace period on the upper end of the 2 minutes, which is 2 minutes 30 seconds. Table topic speakers have to speak for at least 1 minute minimum to be qualified for the voting rounds. Okay, and I will share my these cards, which is just give me a second. These cards are only for the tabletop participants: green card, yellow card, and the red card. Okay, and I will present my timing report at the end of the meeting. Now coming back on to the R counter report. My role as an R counter is to track the filler words and the filler sounds which you speakers usually speak during the speeches. These words are, let me share my uh, wait, just like let me just share my screen again for the for everyone to understand. Okay.
You're on mute, Archie.
Okay. I think I have to share again. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm audible, right? I'm audible. Okay. So these are the as my role as an accountant is to note down all the filler words and the filler sounds speakers usually make during their speeches. These filler words, example of these filler words are so, well, but, because, and filler sound, sound, and sound. Many speakers usually repeat the word I. This means she doesn't know, which is also counted as a uh, s- uh, bad spoken English, bad spoken skill. So I request everyone to use these words as little possible to make sure that your speech have an impact on the audience, because when you speak these words, it reduces the impact of your speech on your audience, and they feel that you are not confident or you are not uh, up to the task. So I request everyone to use these words as little as possible. It's okay if you use it. Make sure that we do not cry over the spilled milk if we speak too much and too much these words, and make sure that we are able to speak these less words next time. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thanks, Archit. Thanks for taking both the roles and define both the roles with a proper detail. Like you mentioned about what are words all about, and give example as well by sharing on the screen. So if anyone is coming first time or very new, so he can know about what are the both the roles is all about. But now it's time to invite on stage the second role player, that is Manish. Right now, Manish is not available, but he shared the word of the day and all other details with Toastmasters Shweta. So I would like to invite on Toastmaster Shweta to define the role of a grammarian. Hi, Shweta.
Hello, everyone. After the beautiful explanation of the two roles, timer and AHA counter by Toastmaster Archit, it's like a, what should I say, a great responsibility to actually explain Manish role as a grammarian as well in the best manner possible. So I feel grammar is like the soul to the English language. If you say it in the best way possible, without any mistake, the sentence becomes a beautiful meaning. And if we use the wrong grammar, then definitely the sentence may have the other meaning than what we actually intend to say. So this role is all about taking care of the right and the wrong uses of the grammar that you are going to do, and also taking care of how we can improve that, because it's all about improving every day in any kind of language to become better at it with practice. And the grammarian role is also to introduce the word of the day so that we can keep on adding into our own personal dictionary these amazing words. So today, word of the day by Toastmaster Manish as grammarian is exquisite. What does this mean? Exquisite is an adjective which means extremely beautiful and pleasing. For example, she has an exquisite face. I think that ring is exquisite. So this word is such a beautiful meaning word. Let's be exquisite in our uses of English language. And as soon as somebody use this word of the day, let's do a virtual thumbs up so that it can encourage them to use more and more. And we all will also have it set over here. So with this, I would hand over the stage back to General Evaluator, and Toastmaster Manish will be joining us soon to make his report later on. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Manish.
Thank you, Shweta, for defining the role of a grammarian, if what is all about and why is important in it. Our Toastmaster meeting also in our day-to-day life. So with this, I will represent all my reports in the general evaluation session, and that's right now end of session for the GE, and we take care of all the reports, and I try to hand it over straight back to the TMOD for today's meeting, Toastmaster Rajat.
Thanks. So I would also like to ask Toastmaster Shweta to write down the word in chat box for everyone.
Yes, I'll do
so. Yeah. Okay. So going ahead with the theme of the meeting, the difference between self-promotion and exaggeration. So self-promotion is not about becoming, or is not, exaggerating things, but it's all about becoming more about who all you already are, and stating your achievements with pride and enthusiasm, and telling your story in a way that showcase your strength. So this is how a self-promotion should have been done. So one must say that I'm in a corporate world, and initially I was thinking in lines that performance review are happening only once in a year. So I will only brag during that time. I'll not connect with my team manager during individual months or quarterly to showcase what I have done or achieved. And this is a really foolish thing that I have done in my career. So idea is that manager would not be knowing what you have done entire year. So don't wait for the performance review to come. The idea is every month you list down what the list of tasks you have performed well, what you have accomplished through them, what is the impact. So if you create this list every month, it will be easy for you to remember what you have done during the entire year, so that you don't have to wait and go through them each every week or bi-weekly basis, so that you remember actually what you have done. So that if you came across someone during a water cooler break or in a networking event, such things can pop up from your mind automatically, and so you don't have to think about them, oh, what I have done previously or things like that. So idea is keep your brag bites ready. So next question will be how to make our brag bites or bragalogue. So I'll be asking you some question, and the answer that you guys will give will help us understand how to create that bragalogue or brag bites. So I'll be asking you the question. The first question I'll ask to ask Toastmaster Shweta is, what do you love about what you do?
Okay. So thanks a lot for this question. But now I'm little bit worried if I'm going to say what I love about what I do would be bragging or not.
No, I want you to schmooze me, to brag as much as possible.
No, but I think I will be doing a lot of positive things only because I think what I love about what I do is the purpose. I feel like this is my purpose to be here as a human being, to be this scientist, to bring a change in the world with whatever I create in my laboratories. And that can make people use that in a product form and bring not only the change in their own life, but also become aware that this environment that we are living in is as important as what we are using by our hands. So taking care of whatever I create, I want to take care of not only humanity, but also the environment. So this is something I love to do. And along with that, as I'm a mental health NLP practitioner as well, so I work for mental health. So I believe that everything starts from here. If your thoughts are in place, then you are in place. You will never be stressed. You will know how to take care of yourself and how to have a behavior of that friendship with everyone we meet. As you must have heard, Vasudev Kutumbakam, that means we are one world family. So if we can understand everybody we are talking to is a version of ourselves only, of that divine from where we all exist, then we will never be doing anything bad, and we will be able to be aware of these mental thoughts and solve them in a very beautiful way. And it's all possible. It's just that in this worldly environment and the external emotions, we get captured as a human. So I want that capture to be free, to be living this life the way it is given to us as a gift. How beautifully we can open this gift depends on us. So that is what I love to do. I hope it was not bragging.
Thank you. And it's a wonderful example how to, self-promote yourself. If you have given this speech to any interviewer, I'm sure he would have taken you undoubtedly. So
Thank you. Thank you,
this is
Toastmasters.
how, express yourself with enthusiasm, pride with the work you are doing. So this is the first essence of listing down your brag bites and presenting it to someone who you don't know.
Correct.
And you said take time to connect with others. So I would like to bring out this point that good schmoozers are not con artists. Rather, they are exceptional conversationalists who take time to to connect with people, get to know them, and it's not bad. It's actually good, and you should take time to connect with people around you. Just get out up from your chair, meet new peoples, make some new connections. So it's a fact that I have learned in my corporate life that just showing the facts and presenting to my boss will not do me good favor, because manager also get shifted to other department, and then I have to redo this activity with a new manager. But instead, make connection with new department, other manager as well, as so that if another vacancy came in their area, they must know me, who I am. So this is one of the essence that good schmoozers do. They take time to connect individually to the other people, and for that you don't have to abandon your integrity. You have to be authentic. So like the speech of Toastmaster Shweta, it was as authentic as it can be. You have to just demonstrate that to brag successfully. So the next question I like to ask Toastmaster Monish. So Can you list down some of your career successes you are most proud of?
Okay. If I'm talking about my career successes, I started out my career uh, with it in a chartered accountant firms, and that not as a trainee, but as a I taking care of all kind of jobs there. Uh, it started with taking care of day-to-day activity like making care of day-to-day vouchers and keep learning from our senior. There 3 to 4 CAs are there, and I am coming and learn from there. I prepared the day-to-day vouchers, bookkeeping, and all this thing. And then I started to keep on growing in my careers by changing few jobs. And after a 2 to 3 year gap, I became the senior most person in my first organization who take care of all kind of payable activities there. And then I started to move on to the another company, to switch to another company where I taking care of the different kind of thing. That is taxation, kind of taxation activities. So it include added into my profile. Earlier I taking care of payable activity. Now I'm taking care of all kind of taxation activities that coming in. And right now, if I'm talking about, I again switch off the company with the help of my colleague that was a part of my earlier organization, my first organization. I joined here, and right now I am taking care of 2 to 3 sections there. One section is payable, second section is HR, third section is under ACA taking care of taxation activities. So it's a growth in my knowledge, growth in my career, and now I have 3 to 4 colleagues that will work under me. So I growth in my position as well. So that's some notable points in my career. And when I started my, I taking care of inspiration from one of my uncle that is working in a chartered accountant firm, and right now I'm more or less satisfied with what did I jobs I done right now. So I am very much satisfied with my efforts, and that's the recognition I have. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing your story and the way you have grown, taking on more responsibilities and learning from mentors. So, one lesson for everyone to learn here, that if you weave your accomplishments artfully and entertainmently into a conversation, uh, nobody would think that you are showing off. In fact, they want to hear more about what you are, your story is, what more you have to say. Like I am, wanted to ask more question, how you gone from one profile to three profile. So that's the art of self promotion, that you weave your story in a conversational and entertaining way. So that is another lesson that we should learn and improve. Okay, then I like to ask Toastmaster Arshit, tell me about an obstacle you have overcome in your life.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat again?
Tell me about an obstacle you have overcome in your life.
In my life. Okay. So let me talk about my company. So I'm working at Aeon as a product manager on the coding assessments. So I'm managing the whole product where candidates take assessments on the coding languages, Java, Python, and 25 more languages. So there was a time when mm, I had an idea to update the version of the language, but the leadership was not uh, accepting the idea. So it was really difficult. So what I did the market research, searched out all the competitors who have coding assessments on their platform like HackerRank, HackerEarth, Codility, and I built so it was a difficulty, it was the obstacle to get a buy-in from the leadership, because they have to manage the, so we have about 25 odd indie software engineers, and there are about 10 projects, so it was really difficult to get a buy-in from the leadership. So I did market research, and with the help of my team, I we started to collate all the inputs from the market, from the competitors, and build a document that summarizes why we should update our language versions. We also talked to our to the number of uh, companies who take assessments on the coding platform, and we also collated their inputs as well, why we should update the language on the platform. And at the end of the 3 weeks, our team presented that document to the leadership, and in just about 15 minutes into the meeting, the leadership was really was convinced that we should update the language versions, and they were like that you should have built the document months ago if you wanted, if it was really good, if this update was really good, you should have let us know about months ago. So that was the obstacle in my job, and it was really wonderful to get things done. Yes.
It's a really great example of how to present your case and how to get buy-ins from your leadership. And there is an format in which interviewer want to listen to an answer like this. So what is the situation? It's called a star approach: situation, task, action, result. What is the situation? What task you took? What was the action you took? And what was the result? And you presented your case in such a manner, and it was really wonderful to hear. And that is the essence of brag, that you list down all your such project and accomplishment and write it down, so that you don't have to recall them when you really need to communicate this to someone who is senior, probably in a when you meet someone senior executive in your lift. You must be ready with your brag bites. So next lesson is, like a scouts, be prepared to tooth anytime. That doesn't mean, however, you do it all the time, but uh, uh, and do it in inappropriate times or places. But it means that you toot when you feel that is right place, and to the right audience. If you say this story to somebody else who do not know your profile, it's going to be of no use. So to the right people in the right time is very much important to toot successfully. And you must feel comfortable. So while you were telling your story, we can see through your smile that how much comfortable you were telling your story. So this is the essence: be comfortable while telling your story and don't exaggerate or brag. So I like to ask now, Toastmaster Aman, tell me a new skill you have learned in past year.
The new skill that I learned past year is the selling skill, how to sell effectively. Because most of the time, we try to do selling by just selling, not by serving. And that is the thing I learned from my mentor Rahul Bhatnagar sir, that selling is not about go and sell product. It is not like that. You should do the serving part. You should become a life advisor rather than a normal seller, or a person just like a when you listen to a credit card, go and buy this credit card. It is not like that. You should try to be a life advisor. And the other skill that I also learned is the communication, how to do communicate effectively. And communication is not just about talking and talking. It's about the listening part, the way you listen, the way the how you can communicate. So that is all the things that I learned from my mentor Rahul Bhatnagar sir.
Thanks for sharing your ideas. And it's a wonderful thought that it's not about selling, but all about serving, and the lesson that you have shared was really good. So the next lesson we can learn is put style with substance. And if you only put style without substance, everybody could pick out that you are lying or bragging. But the way Toastmaster Aman weaved this story, it contains style and substance as well, so that it was not coming as it is a false story. So put style with substance. And on the other hand, if you don't have any substance, just style, someone can sleep. So you have to put both style and substance in your story, so that it can be really effective. So I'll take a pause because everybody has um talking about their stuff. So this question: what you love about your do, obstacle you have come in your life, new skill you have learned in your past, what you do, what you do with what you love. So these kind of question you can also find in that book, and to create your bragalog. So okay, I'll take a pause now, and let's proceed with the other section of this meeting. And the other section is the table topic sessions. And for that, I like to invite Toastmaster Shweta. So Toastmaster Shweta, please introduce to your section.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Rajit, for the warm welcome. And as today we don't have any speeches, so table topics would be the main session of the meeting, along with the beautiful theme that Toastmaster Rajit is taking care of. And very beautifully he has explained. I have brought a twist to the table topics. What we will be doing is we will be having a debate on the table topic. So I will be selecting two people for one topic, and everyone, for example, if I just give the topic love, okay, one person will have to talk in favor of love, and one person will have to talk against love. So the whatever topic I will be bringing, one person will be in favor and the other person will be against that topic. So 1 minute you both will be getting, as the table topic is 1 to 2 minutes long. So we will be taking care that as we are 6 people in the room, leaving me, we are 5 people in the room. So I will be trying to make at least 3 or 4 pairs with different people, and we will try to have that fun table topics in this little bit of the twisted way. Okay, so I would like to have my first 2 volunteers who would like to come. Otherwise, I will have to invite 2 people on the virtual stage. Who would like to go ahead with the first topic? Toastmaster Rajiv, first we would like to warmly welcome you to the POTM meeting. Thanks a lot for coming and gracing our meeting with your presence. And we would like to have few words before we can start the table topic session also from you.
Hi guys, good to see everyone. Rajit, kya baat hai yaar? You're doing very well. Good job. Always a pleasure to see you all. I am missing a bunch of people that I used to see. So, but that's how life is, ups and downs. It's been my experience. As long as you have 3 well-meaning people, you can have a great meeting. Everything else is nonsense. Don't get bogged down by numbers. Just good to see. I didn't catch the theme, Rajat. It sounded very interesting. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to read the whole thing. What was your theme today?
It's a art of toothing yourself without blowing it. Means how to self-promote yourself without exaggerating.
May I say a couple of words about it, because I made a career out of that. So in 1989, I passed the bar exam in Washington, DC, and I got a job. First of all, writing a resume was an impossible task, because in India, when we write a resume, we don't boast, or we didn't used to, at least in those days. So I sat down and I wrote a resume, and the person who was trying to help me find a job said to me, "Is this a resume?" I said, "Yes." He says, "Well, this is like a recitation of facts. There is no life in this resume. So that's the first time I learned that you have to tell a story, even in your resume. It shouldn't sound like a story, but it is a story. Number two, people try to tell me that if you do marketing in the United States as a lawyer, I knew nobody. I didn't know anybody. I just come here, went to school for a couple of years, and I'd passed my bar exam. So when I started work, everybody told me this is in USA, it's all about selling, selling, selling. And by the grace of God, I've always been a person who believes in their own thoughts. I listen to everyone, but I do what feels right to me. So I decided I was not going to ever say, send me work. Your work should be such that people want to send you work. So the work should speak for itself. And just, I think who said about service? Was it Aman? Aman, you talked about service? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So don't call me sir. Nobody calls me sir. Aman said it very beautifully. It's about service. So is leadership. Leadership is not about whom I can lead. It is how can I serve to empower people, to make people realize how good they already are. So that's how I started. And within a couple of years, our firm had made more money in 2 years than they did in the last 12 years. Simply because I didn't have any problem walking into the most distinguished audience and saying, you know what, I'm here and I can probably do it better than most of you. So not because I'm just very talented, it's because I'm very hardworking. I'm like a dog with a bone. I never let go. So with the result, we did extremely well. And eventually I had to start my own practice. And the same idea persisted. How can I create value in this world? So I created the first website on immigration law. There was one other lawyer who created almost the same time as I did, which was back in 1989. I actually hard-coded using HTML. These days, we didn't have any WYSIWYG. What you see is what you see, what you get kind of interfaces. And that website was immigration.com. It still is, and it was a very popular website, not because we have the best content. Lots of people have content. It is because we care the most. And we make sure that everybody who shows up, their problems are addressed. If we can do it without charging, we will. So the point is, I don't think we need to sell ourselves in this world. I think we need to, of course, show who we are. And everybody is made differently. What Sweta can do, I cannot do. What Aman does, or what Monishji does when he's awake. Monishji, get a cup of coffee. Everybody is different, you know. So that's vive la différence. The French say, long live differences. Vive la différence. And that's a very good way to live. What I have, you don't, and what you have, I don't. So what is there to sell? All we can do is expose ourselves. This is who we are. And then let the universe take care of it. So thank you for giving me time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv. It's always an honor to listen to you because I believe that the experience that speaks has so much of conviction in it, and we get to learn a lot. And maybe in that way, we will also be able to inculcate to make this life more exquisite, I would say. And thank you for your kind words. Now, moving on, as I said, I will be choosing a set of 2 people. We'll be giving a topic, and it would be a debatable topic. One has to be in favor, one has to be against. You guys can tell me who would like to be in favor and who would like to be against. So first, I will choose, as nobody is willing to come forward. So I will be choosing our 5-star Toastmaster Rajiv, and Toastmaster Rajit, if that is fine. Okay. So the topic that I have chosen for both of you is, do you think men are allowed to show their emotions freely? Who will be talking in favor and who will be talking against?
I'll yield the floor to Rajit. He's better looking than me.
Okay, once again, please repeat.
Do you think men should show their emotions freely? In favor or against?
Against.
Against. Okay. So then Toastmaster Rajiv, you will be speaking in favor. Timer, whenever they are ready, you can start.
So I would start or Rajiv sir would start?
Anyone?
So I can start whatever things, thoughts that are coming into mind. So I think men are perceived to be, hard because from the ancient time they have to protect their tribes, bring food to their wife and community. And if they lower their guard, any enemy could attack themselves. So this is the way everyone has saw men and expects to them to be. But if they show any kind of weakness, it can be perceived as, a way to attack themselves. So men should be hard and project uh, project hard in front of everyone. In their own self, they can take a light movement, but to the world, they must be as hard as possible. Toastmaster Rajiv.
In the Chinese philosophy, the most powerful element in the world is considered to be water. Why? It is the softest, yet it is the most powerful. It can carve valleys out of mountains. It can build glaciers when frozen. It's awesome. And the reason is its softness. I propose to you, ladies and gentlemen, soft is not necessarily a bad thing. Think about it. My older brother, he's a surgeon. I gifted him a mandolin, which you play with your fingers. Unfortunately, he cannot use it too much because he needs soft hands. Unless he has soft fingers, he doesn't know what he's cutting into when he goes into a human being. This is just a very small example. Soft means sensitive. When you are sensitive, you can hear more. And when you can hear more, you can act from insight rather than snap judgment. So I propose to you, please, it's perfectly fine to feel and even to show your emotions. Unless I tell you how much I appreciate you, how would you know? It is important for me to say what I feel from moment to moment. Please do not hold back. Thank you.
Okay, so also like to counter that. For example, if you show too much of your soft side in a corporate world, everybody, even your own colleagues, will treat you as weak, a weak leader. So you have to show your hard strength, scold them, get the work done. There is no room for software in corporate life. Projects are hard. There is too much uncertainty. You can't be weak. You can't just show your soft side. So one has to be firm in their decisions. Even if these are hard decision, a member is not working, take hard decision. You just can't show your soft side and keep that low morale, low working employee to go for so long. So one must be hard, men must be hard to get the work things done in everyday life. So that's what I would say. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv and Toastmaster. Toastmaster Rajiv, you can come.
One quick rebuttal and then we are done. I have to share this story with you, and this is a true story. A few months back, there were 6 law firms in one conference call, and we were talking to a witness. This lady is a physician, a doctor in the United States, very smart woman. In the middle of the conversation, I suddenly felt that there was something wrong with her. Something was not working out. And she kept repeating a point, and she would not go past that. So if you are listening to people, you can hear a lot more than what they are saying, because you are hearing the subtext. You are hearing what they are not saying, which is more important than what they are saying. So Rajat is very right. You don't have to be a wishy-washy, weak-looking kind of person. But I propose to you, you can be strong without being harsh. So I said to that woman, I said, ma'am, can we speak up alone for just a minute? So we went into a separate breakout room, and I told her, I said, I feel that you're holding something back. as a lawyer, I have to make sure that when you're on the stand, you will not come apart. So can you tell me what's going on? And she started crying. My team was with me. There were 2 other lawyers from my firm with me. After the meeting was over, my colleague June asked me, she said, how the heck did you know that? I said, that comes from listening. We've got to be soft. You've got to listen to people. Don't go in with hard opinions. Go in with soft listening skills. That is so much more important. So I propose to you, you can be hard and yet be very soft. They are both not mutually inconsistent. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv, for your ending note and such a beautiful one, I would say. Because so this was one of the beautiful example of what I wanted to do in the table topics. They did a counter to each other like once they started, and second time they did the counter for each other's statement. So that is how this table topic has to be done. So thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv and Toastmaster Rajit, for such an amazing take on whether men should show their emotions freely or not. And I'm sure we are learning with every speaker something that we can inculcate in ourselves as well. So now I will be putting 2 people again on the spotlight so that we will know who are the next speakers. And I hope you will like your topic as well. So these are the 2 next speakers who are going to speak. And the topic for both of you is, you guys can decide who will be against or who will be in favor. So the topic for you guys is, the purpose of us on this earth is to serve. The purpose of us as humans on this earth is to serve. Who will be talking in favor and who will be talking against? Maybe potential Toastmaster Aman, you can take your call, and Toastmaster Monish will do the opposite. What would you like to do?
I will talk in the favor.
In favor. So Toastmaster Monish, I know it's against your personality, but you will have to talk against. Okay, so potential Toastmaster Aman, you can start.
Okay, the purpose of the human being is basically to serve. If we serve on a regular basis, then we connect with that other human, because when we connect to that other human being, they are also a human. They are not our slave. So we should treat him like, we should give him love, affection, care. And if we treat him with love, affection, and care, and then definitely our life is worthwhile. But if we treated him like a slave, or show some our bossy nature, then it will not gonna help us. So rather than treated other human beings badly, we should treat him with so much respect, love, emotions. And serving is very important as a human being. And if we learn something from a Bhagavad Gita also teaches us that our basic human nature is serving. Whatever the things we learn, we should give teachings to the other human beings, not for the sake of taking from them, but for the sake of giving. The more we give, the more we get something in return, in form of love, in form of affection. So what are the vibration you send to the universe, you get something in return. So that is all about the serving part.
Toastmaster Monish.
Uh, the purpose of all of us coming onto the earth is to serve someone else. I don't think so that's 100% correct, because if we always believe and serve other people, so one, we got progress, and when we got survive in ourselves, or we are coming onto the earth and we always try to serve someone else. So when we growth, when we come alive, so we coming on the earth with the purpose of very selfish to myself, that I want to get more progress, get more money, and that is not perfect if I'm always believe to serve someone else. So it's my term, it's my time to go for fullness. I started to keep my that much superior that other people serve under me. I did not have to serve someone else. I need to be start. I need to be work as that other people serve under me, and we can. I work. They work for me. I don't work for them. They work for me, and then uh, it's uh, talking about the today's world. In today's world, we need to be bit selfless. We need to be thinking about ourselves. Only then we can survive in this world. So we always need to not be serve to other people. We need to be take care of ourselves. If we take care of ourselves, if we love ourselves, then the whole society will be. Thank you.
Toastmaster Aman, you can go again, please.
Yeah, but if we don't believe in serving, then how we can give something to the society? Because I read a book that is Give and Take, and in Give and Take it's all about that giving nature. You should have a giving nature. At least you should have a selfless giving nature, that if you give if you give selflessly, the world will give you endlessly. That is the line that I read in that particular book. And if you giving it with love and emotions, then it will be definitely help you to grow as a human being. And in the other book that I read, that is How to Win Friends and Influence People, it is also written in that particular book as well, that there is a thing you should always believe in giving, not on taking. And my mentor is always saying that me you should have a giver's attitude. Whatever the things you have, suppose you have 100 rupees, you should give at least 10 rupees to the person who need it. So you should have that giving attitude. So that's all.
Like you said about the serving is all about, but if I just I said earlier, if we always believe in to serve to other people, so it's not possible in today's words, I think so. Because if I show my love, my affection to other people, so they start to overutilize me. They start to misuse of my skills or uh, my skills or my behavior. They try to use for me, and that is not correct things to use someone else. So it is really very important that we should not every time being served to other people. We should need to be take care of ourselves. uh, that's all. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aman and potential Toastmaster Aman and Toastmaster Monish, for giving us such a take on, whether we are here to serve only or what. Sure, Toastmaster Rajit. I will be taking Toastmaster Archit only the next one. And I hope Toastmaster Rajiv would not mind to speak again and debate again.
No, but let's have you and him debate.
All right, sure. I don't mind.
Okay. Anybody here can time? Manish bhai, aapke paas hai? You have the wherewithal, or I can do the timing.
Toastmaster Rajit is doing Toastmaster Rajiv, the timing thing now.
Okay, so very good. All right. Let's see. Very simple.
Okay. So yeah, you give us
Honesty is the best policy. Very simple topic. And Swetaji, you are going to say, no, it isn't. I will choose for you. And Archit, you are going to say that, yes, it is. So let's have Archit go first. Please, Archit, honesty is the best policy. Yes, it is.
Thank you, Mr. Raji. Thank you, Toastmaster Raji. Honesty is the best policy. We have learned it from our childhood. If we are true to ourselves, to the people, we will get back the same from the other people. Have, being honest will save you from many unexpected turns in the future. For example, if you were to speak 1000 lies, you will forget about it, and at the end of the day someone will catch your lies, and you will be you will be turned to the door. They will realize that you are a liar, and if your reputation have turned into a liar, it would be, or you are not honest, it would be really difficult to scratch that thing off your back. Honesty is the best policy we have learned since childhood, and as a child we used to be honest all the time, but somehow over the as we grew along, we realize we sometimes lie, and we have to face the repercussions. That's why we have to be honest each and every time. Shweta.
Hang on 1 second. One of the most important things in any presentation, in my humble opinion, in life, professional, personal, as well as in table topics, is to summarize. At the end of your presentation, try to summarize the points that you've made. You made some very powerful points. But if you now add summary, in fact, if you look at the contest judging sheets, there are separate points for summarizing your position, both in evaluations as well as in table topics. What does that do? It gives somebody takeaway points so that they know what did you talk about. Honesty is the best policy. Why? Because it's expedient. It's a smart thing to do. You have to remember too many things to be a liar. It's just easier on yourself. So, and you'll get caught. So you had all these points. If you're just summarized, that would be a very good thing to do. So just try over the next few table topics, whenever you speak, to summarize. And that's one good skill in the practice of law as well. I speak about many different, very complex subjects. And if I don't summarize, the judge won't remember, my clients won't remember, other lawyers won't remember. So please summarize. Shweta ji, that's your challenge. In addition to your presentation, remember to summarize. Go.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv. So I'll tell you a small story. I was with my grandmother, and my grandmother had some like issue, like a medical issue that she was not aware of. And we also got to know very late. So she had cancer. But we couldn't tell her right away that she has cancer because it could have been psychologically affected her as a shock. So we told her that the doctors have said that you have to take rest for 3 to 5 months and then they will see what they have to do. So over there, we lied for her own benefit because we knew we have to tell her slowly and gradually. It's not like we will have to hide, but we had to lie for her own benefit. So sometimes, just to summarize, sometimes to save a person from some kind of shock, to save a person from some kind of injury, I would say emotional injury, we have to lie. That time, honesty is not the best policy, but it becomes a kind of a punishment for that person. And it can be a punishment for us also to see them in pain. So that would be my counter. You can go the next Toastmaster. Archit.
Okay, suppose you are not honest with your family member or a friend or your relative regarding something, and they realize that you are not honest with them after some time. What do they feel? What would have impact on their mind that you are just you're not being honest with them, and how long they do not know how long you are not honest with them. So not it would impact their mental health as well. They would It would be hard for them to trust you or think about that what you are saying is honesty or not. That's my counter.
I think Toastmaster Archit, I have a better counter again. I was saving someone from that psychological stress that can actually affect them if I would have straight away told them what they are going through. But slowly and gradually, when I started to tell them that, see, you're going through something that could be dangerous to you. Though definitely my grandmother is right now no more, but I know how positively she has taken that thing when we told her slowly and gradually. If we would have told her straight away, then definitely at the age of 80, it would have been a shock for her. That how come it happened with me? I have such a healthy lifestyle. I have such a healthy way of living. How can this happen to me? But when we told her slowly and gradually from 3 to 5 months, she took it easily on her, positively on her, and went to with a lot of, I would say, beautiful memories and beautiful blessings to us. So that's what I would say. That time, honesty was not the best policy for me. Thank you. So to summarize, sometimes honesty is not the best policy, only sometimes. But other than that, I'm sorry, I'm going with the Archit right now. But other than this time, honesty is always the best policy. Thank you for the great topic, Toastmaster Rajiv. With this, I would like to end my table topic session because our time is done. And I would like to hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks. And that was indeed a wonderful session. Really enjoyed it. Okay, so proceeding with the theme, I like to point out that remaining quiet about your success can lead to being unappreciated and overlooked. So it's a must. You should know how to toot your own horn in a way that feels comfortable to you, and it is appealing to the people that you are trying to impress. Next, I like to say during the performance appraisals, so how to go about that. You can list down the good feedbacks that you have received throughout the year with your stakeholders, your customers, and create a list of all those activities, all those insights, and use that positive insight as a feedback to underscore or underline your achievement and hard work that you have done throughout your year. And there will be criticism, so boss will throw some criticism onto you. No, this is not done, but it bring out the other point that you would have not achieved. So that must be counter attacked with the accomplishment that you have then so pointed out your only the good work. So any setback should be counter with the good work that you have done. So it's very important to create a brag-a-log of brag bites to for your end appraisal movements so that it can go smoothly, and you must achieve what you uh, uh, which you put as a goal in your next year appraisal. So yeah, that's the point I like to make. And I like to further proceed with the meeting with our general evaluation session. And for that, I like to bring on stage Toastmaster Monish as a general evaluator.
Thank you to Mr. Rajit. Now it's time to evaluate the meeting in general. Generally, I mentioned that evaluation divided into two parts: one divided evaluation of the speaker and second evaluation of all the other role plays. So right now we did not have any speakers today, so I quickly move forward to the second part of the evaluation, and it is related to the taking reports from the role players. So today we have Toastmaster Archit as our counter as well as his timer of the day. So I would like to invite on stage Toastmaster Archit to give his reports.
Thank you, Manish and General Evaluator. Let me just start with my report. Rajit, can you please share the timing for our table topics speeches? So let me start off. Let me just share my
I
screen
message you.
for. Sure. So let me just share my screen. Mhm. Okay, so it was wonderful to listen to Rajat and Rajiv. They were really fantastic in their speeches. So in their discussion, rather I say. So Rajat and Rajiv took 4 minutes 28 seconds, and Monish and Aman were also wonderful, and they took 5 minutes 26 seconds. And for just give me a second. So uh, just give me a second. Hmm, 1 minute. Okay. So 1 minute 57 and 2 minute. 2, 3, 4. So Shweta and Archit, I took 4 minutes exactly in our discussion or debate. And let me just go back to the counter report. Let me just share my screen. Mm, Wait, yes. So this is my report. Rajit said and one time, so 4 time, but one time, and he made this sound 4 times, and it was, and there were one two words which is repeated. It was as in exact. I Archit took said and one time, so 2 times, and made the sound 2 times. Toastmaster Shweta said and 2 times, so 3 times, but 1 times but. And Aman guest spoken so 2 times, but 2 times, and made sound 1 time. For Monish, he said and 1 time, so 2 time, 1 time but, and made a sound 1 time, and said repeated word said yours 2 time. For Mr. Rajiv, it was really surprising that he said filler words. It was and so 1 time each. So this is my report. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Mohnish.
Thank you, Toastmaster, to defining the role of a counter as well as a Grammarly. So I will just like to mention and give a kudos to uh, Toastmaster to defining the reports. The best part of in reporting that he mentioned both the reports in front of the screen, so we all can note about the timing taken by each and every person. Was well job done by Archit on the same. And secondly, talking about the R reports in both the parts. In starting of the when he present the what is the role of R counter is all about. It's a detailed one mentioning what is the R's is all about. Is having an example of R words or R sound is it. And when it's coming to reporting parts, a clear, crisp report coming onto the stage in everyone. So everyone, we all can present that particular report. Where is the R's all? Where is all about? And what is the mistakes done by ourselves? So we can keep working on up in the future. So it's either introduction or presentation in the end. Both part full marks to Toastmasters. It is a great round of those structure on the same. So we all should try to do it in the future like this. Now it's time to take the second role player as Toastmaster Shweta take the opportunity to doing the role of a grammarian in the starting. He take the particular position. So now it's time to call it Toastmaster Shweta to give us a grammarian report.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Monish, for the opportunity again. I'm really sorry. Manish had to join us in between the meeting to take on the report, but he was not able to. Maybe he's stuck somewhere. But I'll try my level best to present the report in whatever way I thought this meeting has went regarding the grammar section. As I said in the beginning also, grammar is like the soul to the language that we are speaking. If the soul is not particularly spoken in the best way, then the sentence that we are saying has a different meaning altogether. So I believe today the soul was very good. I tried to take care of the soul. The grammar that everybody spoke was very correct. Because I was not knowing I have to do this report, I would have taken minute details as well. But as I just got to know that I have to present the report, so I'm just trying my level best, whatever I can do in this. And then secondly, the word of the day, which was a beautiful word, excusate, was only used by me 3 times. So that's what I can say. That's what I counted. Nobody else used the word of the day. So I would still urge, there is still a little bit of meeting left. So kindly use the word of the day, excusate, which means extremely beautiful and pleasing. So I can see such exquisite faces right now. So I am very happy to present this little bit of whatever I could, observe regarding the soul of the meeting. It was too good regarding the uses of the language as done by Toastmaster Rajiv, Toastmaster Arjit, Toastmaster Rajit, and potential Toastmaster Aman as well. We got to hear some great, way of explaining a kind of debate that we had on the three wonderful topics. And as I said, the minute details I can't present because of the reason I just got to know I have to present the report. But other than that, it was a wonderful meeting. I also got to learn a lot regarding the language. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shweta. I don't have any points to like mention that like you take the role at the last moment, even though you mentioned some good points about all of us. So it's thankful you taking the role of a grammarian, defining the words of the day, mentioning in the chat box so we all can use it. It's our fault that we did not use it, but we try to use in the future. So kudos to Shweta for taking up the role of now it's time to move forward to evaluate the meeting in general. So I started with a TMOD. I started with TMOD. Toastmaster Rajat. Having a theme of to the on blowing. Right now, when I started my session, I have few doubts in my mind. Now, how I can self-appraise myself and what is the thin line between then self-appraisal or being overconfident about myself. So I got my answer from Toastmaster Rajat. So well-prepared session by Toastmaster Rajat. He taking care of each and every activity during the session. He has a lot of data about the topic, having all the definitions of what is brag, all about different time counter technique need to be doing by brag. Then a proper sequence when coming to the stage, we were doing the sessions. He asking questions to the audience about different topics. Like first he asked Toastmaster Shweta what she wanted to do in life. So it's how then she asked myself about my growth in my career. Then she talking about obstacles we face. That's all life about. We have our own choice. We have our growth. We have certain obstacles in our life. So it's all about related to our profession career in profession, how we use it. And Toastmaster Rajat uses it very wonderfully in entire sessions. Then in again, he taking care of the guest as well and giving topping to the guest. New skill learned by him. So it's coming in the proper order. So kudos to Rajat that he defined the entire theme in a proper manner. He have data, he's having a proper sequence. And in the end, he'd have, for summarize, to say, given well-defined tips as well. We have to go for our appraisals in our career. So we need to be prepared a proper list of feedbacks. And I noted down that, and I will use it in my appraisal in future as well. So good job done by Toastmaster Rajat on it. I have only one suggestion for Toastmaster Rajat. That he need to be take care of the introduction of all the role players. So even when role play coming into the future, so he will feel more motivated for the upcoming meeting. So he taking care of the introductions of role players and note it down in his theme. So it will be beneficial for the people who take care of her and they feel much appreciated. So you can edit that point in your theme whenever you prepare in the future. Now coming about the table topic master. When she's starting out, every coin has two sides. Only exception is either not the coin of the movie Sholay having both same coin. So Toastmaster Shweta used the coin that's not used by Jay or Virun Sholay. So it have both coin either on favor or an against. And all the speakers use their particular topic in very well manner. Like the first topic, do you think men should show their emotion freely? And both the speakers, it's either in favor or an against. Both speakers use it really wonderfully. I'm just confused how we can take that particular topic in favor. A man need to be show his emotion very freely. I'm not that kind of person who shares his emotion to everybody. But after listening to Toastmaster Rajiv approach towards that, And it's okay. Sometimes we have to show our emotions in the society. The second topic is talking about the purpose in coming and things serve others. Very well job done by Toastmaster Aman on it. He taking care of the topic that he like to serve the other people. And he take care some reference also in it, like he take the reference of Bhagavad Gita in their particular approach. So it is really appreciable and commendable that people using references from other books and incorporate into the speech. So it is very wonderful job done by Aman. So taking all product Bhagavad Gita in there. And when it's coming to myself, I am just, it's the opposite task for myself, but I tried myself best. So go against the topic. Either go over, it's up to you. I like to take some comments from Toastmaster Rajiv on it when I finish it. And finally, the next one, honesty is the best of it. First, I like to thank Toastmaster Rajiv to give the topic to Toastmaster Shweta as well as Rajit. So we can know the both side of the topic. So thanks Rajiv for it. And I like to thanks Toastmaster Shweta as well as Archit. I missed the name. Archit for going favor and Shweta going against of the topic. So sometime in our life we have to take care of honesty. We need to keep honesty on a side for the welfare of the other people. So circumstances matter sometime in the life. So all the speakers were really brilliant. And I'm talking about Toastmaster Shweta approach, so taking both sides. So it's really wonderful job done by our TTM. And now it's some points that we should improve in the future's meeting. Like first point, it's meeting starting late by 5. It started at 5:13. Technical glitches not on time, so we need to be take care of that. Second, I have some good point for the tech masters that she mentioning about that pinning each and every speaker. That's really job well done by the Shweta on it. One recommendation or two recommendations to tech master on it. One is point of recording. So we should be take care of the recording and the time of starting of the meeting. So we can take in it. Second, in point of when Toastmaster Archit request for that particular screen sharing options. So we need to be take care of that thing in the start of the meeting. So we can incorporate in the future that two recommendations for the tech master from my side. That's all I have from today's recommendation. And now I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Rajiv for a few minutes. So give us some recommendation of our speech topics. Like I particularly wanted one on my speech, so we can improve that in the future. So Toastmaster Rajiv, your turn.
I'm sorry, Manish. What did you want me to comment about? Sorry.
I will like to listen some improvement I can do in my speech. So you have certain points for us. We can take that, if possible. I know that it's coming out to you.
There is a couplet from Guru Granth Sahib which says, "Charo nayan gadagad hove, vich vichola kahi." When four eyes are talking to each other, why do I need an interpreter? The essence of speaking is communication. I don't care what language you use. I don't care if you use grand gestures. All that is nonsense. When you speak from the heart, hearts listen. So my advice to everyone is to speak sincerely. Speak your truth. You don't have to be brutal about telling the truth. I'll give you two examples from my life. Same example as Shweta. My mother had cancer. She had terminal cancer. Very brave woman. The only time I saw her cry was in my whole life. My father was the expressive one and is the expressive one. My mother was not. So she says to me, "I am going to die, am I not?" I said, "Yes, mother, you are going to die. I am going to die. Everybody is going to die. Whoever is born is going to die. But you are not dead today, and I'm not dead today, and that's what matters." Nobody, not even the doctors, can predict the future. They can only predict statistics. So could I have lied to her? No, because she knew I would be telling a lie. Why would I want to lie to her? Her sister, my aunt, actually, she also had cancer. She picked up the sari she wanted to be cremated in. She said, "When I die, put this sari on me. Here is the money for my cremation. Here is what you need to do. This is what I owe to." So she made the whole arrangements. So there is some value in telling the truth. Same with my father. My father is on his deathbed right now. He's 98 years old. A few weeks ago, he told me, he says, I am alive only for my family. I said, Dad, let me explain something to you. You die, the family will go on. I die, the family will go on. This world, nobody is indispensable. We are all dispensable. You need to do what is right for you. Can you believe it? After we talked, he stopped eating. He doesn't want to eat anymore. He just wants to be let go. He has good health, nothing wrong with his health. He's just tired. He's tired of living. He cannot see very well. He cannot hear very well. And he doesn't even enjoy food anymore. So what is the point of living? There is something to be said about truth. So when you speak your truth, doesn't have to be great words of wisdom, whatever you perceive the truth to be, because the good Lord or the universe or genetics, whatever you want to call it, made us all different. We were meant to speak our truth, not somebody else's truth. Somebody comes to me and says, well, you should talk like that. Shut the hell up. I know what I'm doing because I was made differently than you. Of course, your feedback is important. As speakers or as communicators, as connectors, that's really what you want to do. You don't want to speak. You don't want to give a speech. You want to connect with people. And the only way to connect is to speak your truth. And don't insist that there's only one way of telling the truth. There are a million ways of telling the truth. So please develop your own style. Don't let somebody else tell you. Take their input because what they say matters. At least one person in the room thinks that. So it's a good idea to take that as an input, but nothing more. So that's all I would say. And by the way, if you ever want to hear some good speakers, as well as all level of speakers, feel free to join us. We meet in about 2.5 hours, 2 hours in Washington, DC, and Monichi has come a couple of times. Feel free to stop by. Very easygoing group of people from all over the world. We have a good time, and we've been doing this for a few months now. We get together every Saturday for supposed to be 1 hour, but it usually goes to 3 hours. So we just talk and have table topics, and we have feedback. One more thing I want you to think about is you could do it like this also. So you give out a table topic. The next speaker that you choose gives an evaluation. 30 seconds for the evaluation. And somebody suggested it to our group, and it's worked out very well. So topic, next speaker gives evaluation, then speaks. Next speaker gives their evaluation, then speaks. There are 2 tricks in this. One, you get evaluation experience. The speaker gets feedback. But more importantly, everybody has to listen because you don't know, you could get picked, right? So you can't just sit back and say, oh, I don't want to listen to this. You could be picked to be the next evaluator. So I think that's a good thing. But other than that, I always enjoy hanging out with you. Rajat, great job. Sweta, again, very good job. And Aman, if you are just starting out, wow, good job. Archit, your language, I am surprised. Your use of language is so exquisite. Well done. And of course, Maniji, nobody can beat your sincerity and commitment. You are the man, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv. Thanks for your kind words. And I noted down your inputs and your suggestions for the TTMs, and we'll incorporate in the future meetings. So that's all from my side as a GE. And I like to hand over stage back to Rajat for the final summary of their theme.
And
Toastmaster Rajit, just sorry to interrupt you in between. Can I launch the polls for all the results? That would be easier then. Okay, perfect. So I'm launching the polls firstly for the best role player. Kindly everyone vote. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. And the quality of this meeting seems to be good. So can everybody see the poll?
yeah.
Only 2 have voted until now.
This is an impossible choice. You are all so good. I don't know what to do. This is not right. I shouldn't have to vote because I say everyone, all 3 of you. Well done.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv. I think 1 or 2 may have to vote. Only 3 people have voted. 2 more have to vote. Please kindly vote. I'll wait for 10.
I'm not able to answer. Can you please
Yeah, I will have to make you. Okay, 1 minute.
Make me member so that I can vote. Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, now you can. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I will just show the results as well for a change. You can see the results. Okay, perfect. So now it is for the best auxiliary role player, though we all know who will be, but still, let's do the polling. All right, thank you everyone for voting. And here are, we know the result, I think. So here are the results. Still, whoever has voted for me, thank you. And then the last one is the best table topic duo, I will call it, because it was a debatable thing. So I'm launching the poll, kindly vote. Here also we know the answer, I suppose. Okay, thank you. And can you guess the winners, please? Somebody?
Rajat and Rajiv.
Shweta, Archit.
No, it's you and Toastmaster Rajiv. Okay, with this, thanks a lot for taking part in the polls, and I will hand over the virtual stage back to Toastmaster Rajat.
Thanks. And it was indeed an exquisite meeting. So I'd like to conclude with some thoughts, some of the common myths we have while we brag. One of the myth is numbers speaks for themselves. We think we are achieving good numbers in our day-to-day work, and at the time of appraisal, those numbers will speak to themselves, but it really isn't the case. Most of the cases you can get overlooked if you don't self-promote yourself. So idea is to create that bragalog and keep bragging throughout the year so that everyone notice you and knows about you. Second is someone else can brag about you. Maybe sometimes your friends, your colleagues can say something good about you, but they would don't know exactly what you have felt while struggling during that phase. So the best person to communicate is you. So you have to take charge of that and not leave to anybody else say something good about you. So in the end, I like to conclude with saying that in today's competitive and fierce world where job uh, is very uncertain, brag is not only a choice, but it's rather a necessity for everyone to do. So that's all. That's my concluding thought. And yeah, I like to pass on the stage over to the president of today, Toastmaster Manish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajat, for a wonderful theme and for giving us few more and good inputs from your side. So now, and I like to congratulate all the winners as well. And we all done wonderful job. And in the starting of the meeting, I take a promise from all of you that we need to make this meeting a successful one. And once again thank you all. We all did our job. Now it's time to just take a feedback from the guest who joined the meeting. It's Aman. Hi, Aman. Just like to take a quick feedback from your end.
It was a really exquisite session. Basically, I love the part that is the debatable part of the table topic. I love that part of most. It's a very innovative and it's a very new topic. So I would like to applaud Toastmaster Shweta for giving this such a wonderful topic.
Thank you, Aman, for your wonderful inputs. And I really appreciate you. I already mentioned you really take part in that particular table topic sessions, and we all enjoyed it a lot. Now I take the few already take word from Toastmaster Rajiv. Like to add something more? Okay, that's fine. That's wonderful. So now it's time to take a quick picture. If we can, I ask Shweta, can we take a picture of all of us? So please take with some thumbs up sign or
Yeah,
you know,
something.
sign.
I will take a screenshot. Yeah, please.
Winner. Done. Fun. So everyone coming with the thumbs up sign.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the picture, and thanks for you all to join meeting today. And we have a great weekend you all have. Take care of yourself, your family, and having a wonderful week. Thank you all for joining today.
Thank you.
And Aman, you can share your contact detail with myself so we can connect in the future. You can share in chat
Already this group, the WhatsApp group.
in the POTM guest. You can just WhatsApp your number in right now so I can connect with the teacher.
Okay, okay.
Yes, and if you would like to go ahead and join join our club to potential Toastmaster Aman, then Toastmaster Monish will guide you through. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining. It's really
Thank
wonderful.
you. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I'm ending the meeting, Toastmaster Monish.
I share your number and you can that's fine.
Okay, yeah. Toastmaster Aman, are you sharing the number?
Yes, yes.
Potential Toastmaster, actually.